Hi, Tao. I wanted to leave you some feedback on essay two. Overall, good work on this essay. I enjoyed reading your definition. I have the tendency to align with you um, in terms of your definition, and I think you did a really nice job of incorporating both the voices of the authors from this unit along with your personal experience. Um, for the most part, your paragraphs transition quite well, right? So I can see the logical connection. I think that there's one paragraph that we'll get to in just a moment that needs a clearer transition. But as a whole, this is working pretty well. There's just a couple things here and there that I want to talk to you about. First off, let's talk about how you punctuate however. If however is holding together two independent clauses, and what I mean by that is if it's transitioning from one complete sentence to another complete sentence, you actually punctuate it with a semicolon, the word however, and then the comma. That is actually the correct way to punctuate however if it's holding together two sentences. So this right here would actually be considered an error. It's called a comma splice. You need a semicolon here. So how do you tell if you have created a comma splice with the word however? You look at either side of the word. You look at the sentences, that is, on either side of the word, and if this part of the sentence could, or if this part could stand all by itself, meaning it's a complete thought without the rest of this information, and if this side is a complete thought on its own without the rest of this information, it means that you have two complete thoughts. So you have to have the semicolon right here. You did an excellent job of creating a signal phrase and bringing Gatto into your paper. I one of the things that I usually have to, well, actually, and I will talk to you about Partonan, because what you did here with Gatto, I want you to do the same with Partonan. So this is great work in that you have a signal phrase, and you've really set up the main idea of his essay. I guess the only other thing to include is the fact that he is he tells us flat out, I am against compulsory schooling. I do not think it's good for people. I think that's the only piece of the puzzle, excuse me, that's missing there. So another thing that I wanted to see here is maybe some concrete examples of critical thinking. Like, so can you give us some examples of critical thinking where you have felt like you experienced critical thought in the classrooms, right? Because this was a really good concrete section that I could follow very well, because you were using these like really concrete personal examples, and I kind of wish the same was here when you were talking about critical thinking. So consider doing that as well. Okay, so we need to talk about Partonan. So you need to do here what you did with Gatto up here. So what you're doing is what we call cherry picking evidence. And, I'm sure you know that that's something that you want to avoid, right? Politicians accuse each other of cherry picking evidence all the time. And so the idea behind that is you were taking a small part of the data, or a small part of the article, and using it to suit your purposes without remaining true to the author's overall intent. And that's why we practiced, or that's one of the reasons why we practice summary writing in Unit 1. So anytime you bring an author into your text for the first time, you want to state their full name, and you want to include the title of the article, so create that signal phrase, and then you need to state the overarching main idea of the author, and then you can start bringing in the minor points to support your purposes. So it's all about building ethos, building your ethos as a writer and as a speaker. I like the way that you bring the ideas together here. I think that you've got some good synthesis. So as a whole, I think it's working. It's just a few areas here and there that I'd like to see you do some tweaking on, should you be interested in revising this submission. All right, Thou, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.